January 2025 is about to see one of the biggest releases of new LEGO sets ever. Over 150 sets costing more than $6,000. And we're going to go through all of them in all the themes alphabetically, timestamps below. Oh, and unlike Deadpool, I may not be the Messiah.
I am Marvel Jesus.
But I do like wine more than water, so hit the like button. I can buy more of it that way. We begin then with the return of Animal Crossing after a lot of success last year. The first set is 77053, Stargazing with Celeste. Price-wise works out around 11.5 pence, 13 cents per piece, being priced in at $10, €10 and 9 British pounds. You do get more value for money with 77054, this being Leaf's Caravan and Garden Shop, priced in at $30, same in euros, 25 pounds, which is about 9.5 pence, 11.5 cents per piece, and we do get a couple of characters with this one, as is the case with the largest of the three, 77055, coming in with 322 pieces. This is the Able Sisters clothing shop, priced in at $40, €40 and 35 pounds. There's also going to be a polybag 30703 of Julian's beach painting. Switching over to the art theme, there is one coming in January, being the Love sculpture, something that people will quite likely either love or hate. This being based on Robert Indiana's famous sculpture, which apparently celebrates its 55th anniversary in 2025. So well done LEGO for actually producing something in time for an anniversary. Almost unheard of. This one coming in with 791 pieces, being priced at $80, same in euros, 70 British pounds, which is about 9 pence or 10 cents per piece. There's also some more Batman sets coming in January, although none particularly large. The first is this 4+ set in 76301. Only 63 pieces, Batmobile versus Mr. Freeze. Pricing-wise, this one is $20, €20, 18 pounds, which of course, being a 4+ set, sees a high price per piece, about 29 pence, 32 cents. Still, despite being quite basic, it does look like a fun little set, which will probably enjoy being played with. Also for DC is 76302, the 97-piece 6+ Superman mech versus Lex Luthor. This being a reversal of 6862, in which Lex Luthor had the mech. That one from way back in 2012. Pricing on this one, $15, same in euros, 13 pounds. That's just under 11 pence, 12.5 cents per piece. And then set 76303 returns us to Batman with the Tumbler, once again, versus Two-Face and the Joker. The Tumbler itself does look like a fairly nice, fun play size, but it is the minifigs that are more the draw, especially this one of Two-Face. The price ain't cheap for it though. $60, €60, 55 pounds, about 13 pence, 14 cents per piece. Never mind the Joker, somebody from LEGO's accounting department sure has a big smile on their face. That brings us next to the Botanical Collection, previously a sub-theme under Icons, now finally separated out into one of its own. And in set 10342, we get the pretty pink flower bouquet, 749 pieces, all for the price of $60, €60, 55 pounds. Now, obviously, a lot of these are all very small pieces, so price per piece, 7 pence, 8 cents. These do look really prettily done, though. I am a fan of the Botanicals collection. It does run the risk of potentially becoming a bit samey in places, but I think they're doing a pretty good job, certainly with this set, of keeping it looking fairly fresh and complementing the other ones that we've already had. So that one coming in January as well. There are two more to keep it company. Namely the Mini Orchid in set 10343, this one 274 pieces, $30, same in euros, 25 pounds. Obviously considerably on the smaller side, as you can see from the model here. I do like the styling of the pot. Probably could have done with another flower, at least on the other side, because they are all pointed this way. So if it was in the middle of a room and you're actually looking at it from the side that their model is, it's probably not going to look as good. But still, pretty little set. Certainly having it on display like this, that is the ideal position for it. And then the other is the Lucky Bamboo in 10344, 325 pieces. So that one, quite different from what they've previously given us, certainly fairly chunky. Again, I do like the little pot that they've given this, and also the way that they've done the pieces to look like little pebbles. I think that's quite clever. Really does add to it. $30, €30, 25 pounds for that one. That means our next stop is at BrickHeadz and Tom and Jerry in set 40793. 212 pieces to this one. Not the best BrickHeadz that I've seen design-wise, but they're certainly not bad. They've got a bit of character to them, and it's certainly good to actually get these figures. Also a bit cheaper than your normal twin pack price, simply because of the size difference. Jerry being a half-size minifig, so $15, same in euros, £13.50, which isn't bad. Works out about 6.5 pence. 7 cents per piece. So if you are a BrickHeadz fan like myself, you'll be needing to add those to the collection. Those are definitely coming on January, of course already on Lego's site. Now there are some others which haven't been confirmed for a release date. It may be January, it might not be till March. Now then, strap yourselves in for city sets, because there are a lot of them, and we will start our engines with the ones aimed at the F1 side of things. 60442. This is the first of them, just a 6+ set, only 86 pieces, but good fun. Decent little price, $13, same in euros, £11. And as with all these sets, depending on what region you're in, some are available to pre-order, shipping in January, others won't be available to order until January, but it really does change depending on what region you're in. So as far as that bit goes, you will just need to check for yourselves. With that in mind, the next one is 60443, the Pit Stop and Pit Crew with Ferrari car. 322 pieces to this one, $30, 30 euros, 25 British pounds. That works out at about 9 cents, 7.5 pence per piece. It does look like a good, fun set overall. Quite a nice, strong wave for City coming in January, as we're going to see. The next one is the F1 Garage with Mercedes, AMG and Alpine cars. 678 pieces to this one, coming with a good amount of minifigs and, of course, a couple of cars as well. Pricing-wise, $80, 80 euros, 70 pounds, about 10 pence, 12 cents per piece. I do think it's a little bit on the expensive side, but to be fair, with the cars and the different pieces that are actually involved in this, it's pretty fair, rather different, and also quite a bit of good fun. So overall, fairly strong set in my estimations. Then 60445 is the truck. This one with RB20 and AMR24 F1 cars included. $100, same in euros, 90 pounds. I do like this. I think the colours are good, the shaping's nice. Decent range of minifigures included too. Price per piece, for those who want to know, just over 8 pence 9 cents. So definitely not bad. Then the race continues in 60464 with a couple more cars. 4+ set this one, so a little bit more simplistic, aimed potentially more at the junior side of the market, but still a couple of fun little cars. Again, decent minifigs to have. $20, 20 euros, 18 pounds. Now, 60474 is supposed to be the F1 grid and was supposed to be released in January. However, that may not be until March. For example, Target got it down as a release date in March, clearly not on Lego's own website yet, so perhaps this information that they put on here has changed, but if so, either way, it is coming soon. You can see the piece count and the pricing there. So that'll arrive pretty soon in 2025, whether it is January or else not until March. It does look like another reasonable little set. Works out at about 8 pence or 9.5 cents per piece. Then a change of scene from F1 over to the Holiday Adventure camper van, which does look like a good fun little set. There's not a huge amount of room on the inside of this, but there is enough to put the minifigs in. And I do like the design that they've gone with, so pretty nice little set. $30, 30 euros, 25 pounds. That's about 6.5 pence, 8 cents per piece. But then we come onto something really wacky. 60458 is the Pizza versus Fire Truck race car pack. Absolutely bizarre, and yet I really quite like it. I do think you can have quite a bit of fun playing with these. Obviously, if you're a child, I myself am a very serious A4 collector. Never play with things, no, just for display. I mean, look, price per piece, not fantastic, about 12.5 pence, 14 cents, but the overall price is not bad. $10, 10 euros, 9 pounds. They're just fun, aren't they? And along the same lines is the Aeroplane versus Hospital Bed race pack. These two equally as weird and wonderful. Same pricing. this being set 60459. And again, I know it says 5+, but come on. You want to set these on top of a hill and see which one goes down fastest. With that in mind, there will also be the No Limits race car ramp track, filled with more wacky racers, albeit not Dick Dastardly or Penelope Pitstop. Now, this one is larger, obviously because of the construction, 436 pieces. I love the launcher. I think this could be really fun. Because of that, it is a bit more expensive. $50, same in euros, £45. For those who care, that's about 10 pence, 11.5 cents per piece. I really like the concept. I think there's a good amount of fun to be had with those. Heading back to slightly more sensible sets though, the Red Farm tractor with trailer and sheep is in set 60461, just a little 4+ set. That one, $20, 20 euros, 18 pounds. But if a tractor's not your thing and you want a different vehicle, then set 60462 is the helicopter, fire truck and submarine remix. This one priced in at $60. You guessed it, 60 euros and 55 pounds. Pretty good value, just over 6 pence and just under 7 cents per piece. And given the different fun combinations that you can make up out of these, I think there's quite a good value for money actually in this set. And that does make a change. Of course, the overall cost of Lego does mean that you will have to have old pallets and bits of cardboard in your home to use as furniture, but hey, the plastic bricks are worth it. The next set is 60463. This being our fire truck. $20 this one, 20 euros, 18 pounds. Comes with a couple of decent minifigs as well. Look at the fun they're having as she tries to squirt him. 22 pence or 24.5 cents per piece on that one. Obviously more aimed at the younger Lego fans, being a 4+ set. For something a little more detailed, the Scrapyard with Cars is going to be set 60472. This will of course offer a bit more of an in-depth build experience and generally more playability. Not too badly priced, $80, same in euros, £70. You know, as you can see here, it is definitely more sizable. 871 pieces in total, so about 8 pence, 9 cents per piece. But yeah, good fun, that one. Good news for space fans, though. 60446 is going to be the 717-piece modular galactic spaceship, priced in at $80, 80 euros and 70 pounds, so just under 10 pence or 11 cents per piece. This, of course, seeing the continuation of the space lineup for City that came pretty strong in 2024. That's set to continue throughout 2025 as well. Then it's our off-road 4x4 mountain truck in set 60447. And whilst this is just a 6+ set, it looks pretty cool actually. Not bad as the little vehicles that they do go. And I don't think the price is too unreasonable. $20, 20 euros, 18 pounds. It looks good. It's going to be swooshable, fun to play with. Price per piece around 8 pence, 9 cents. I think it offers good playability and really does look the part as well. Now, the red sports car in set 60448 is a little bit more of a basic looking proposition in my opinion, although given the whole never talk on the phone whilst driving, not sure giving the minifig the cell phone was a fantastic idea, but then again it probably doesn't fit inside his hand when he's in the car anyway, so never mind. And anyway, he's going to spend most of his time cleaning and polishing it by the look of things. And look, at $10, 10 euros, 9 pounds, it's cheap and cheerful. Then for £13, 15 euros, $15, you have this, the yellow construction wheel loader in set 60450. Just a 4+ set with 81 pieces. So again, the price per piece is never going to be favourable with these, but overall, that's not too bad. And I think this looks like a, obviously very simple, but fairly fun little set. And also we had quite a few other construction-based vehicles in the City Waves from 2024. So this isn't going to look out of place with those either, if you want to pick it up and put it in your overall city setup. And there must be a lot of accidents in the Lego City because there's always an ambulance, isn't there, in their latest wave releases. 60451 is no different with the emergency ambulance. 184 pieces to this one, with our paramedic on standby to come and help the hapless skateboarder as she breaks her wrist. Good luck trying to get an ambulance actually to come out to you for an accident like that over here. But cynicism aside, it's a fun little set. $20, 20 euros, 18 pounds, so just about 10 pence or 11 cents per piece. But the food trucks are always some of the most popular. I am a fan of them, and certainly this one, a donut truck. This is set 60452. Same price, $20, 20 euros, 18 pounds. I think Lego does need to create some other currency. I mean, I know donuts and coffee are expensive, but still, they're not that much. Maybe this is where Lego gets their price points from for their sets. In all fairness, though, this one not too badly priced. Obviously quite small, but still good to add to the existing food truck lineup that they have for us. And then last but not least for the city sets coming in January is this. Set 60453, our lifeguard truck. The truck itself looks pretty cool. Decent couple of minifigs as well with the surfboards, and of course a little shark included as well. $25, 25 euros, 20 pounds for this one. And overall, a pretty strong start to 2025 for the city theme. There'll also be a couple of poly bags, a 29-piece police jet ski in 30693, and a mini space science mech with 49 pieces in 30694. A quick mention now, though, for the collectible minifigure series and series 27, the individual packs being 71048, and these containing a bunch of rather classic characters and some that I'm especially keen to see the return of. Of course, we have the Beast Master from the Wolf Pack. Fantastic to have that included. Of course, thanks to the Bricklink Designer Program, we will have an actual base for the Wolf Pack coming out, but that is still quite a way off. So in the meantime, you'll have to make do with this. But some great characters in there. The Steampunk Inventor, love the look of that. Of course, our swashbuckling Lady Pirate over here. There's just some really good ones to choose from. Pricing wise on those, $5, 4 euros, £3.50. And of course, you can also buy them in random 6-packs or from certain retailers. Get the whole collection generally as 3 complete sets, which you can then pick and choose from. Or as normal, go to the likes of eBay or Bricklink and get the ones you want that way. If you don't fancy going into a store to scan the barcode and actually find the ones you want that way. Now, as for Creator 3-in-1, there are a few coming out in January, the first being 31159, this rather disgusting looking spider. The way they've done the colour combinations, I think it looks scarier than the likes of Shelob. Definitely quite vicious. Alternatively, of course, you can have it as a little snake. Definitely not as much substance to that one. Or alternatively, the scorpion, which does at least seem to have a little bit more bulk to it. Now, this is retailing for $13, 13 euros, 11 pounds, so about 7 pence or 8.5 cents per piece. I have to say, I prefer the look of this 31160, the 178-piece race plane. This one is $15, 15 euros, 13 pounds. Can also be switched into the jet that you see there or this little helicopter. Pretty reasonable again, around 7.5 pence, 8.5 cents per piece. But the most exciting out of this wave for Creator 3-in-1 has got to be this, the Medieval Dragon in 31161. Bear in mind that the medieval castle from Creator retires at the end of 2024, but there is a new one coming out later in 2025. So another castle to be brought to us thanks to the Creator lineup. So all the more excuse, in my opinion, to be grabbing this dragon, which you can turn into a couple of different guises. This phoenix, which does look really good. Obviously, none of the green on this because it has its own plinth to stand on. So the actual bird itself going to be lesser in size to our sort of Chinese style dragon there, and of course the more medieval dragon that we're used to in Western cultures from the medieval lineup. But look, these look great, and with that new castle coming out, I think that this has a lot of potential. Very exciting set. $60, 60 euros, 55 pounds. So it is more expensive than I would like. The thing is, you obviously can't display it in all 3 forms at once. Not without buying 3 versions of the thing. I would quite like to have both this and the Phoenix on display together. I think they look really good, but quite frankly, that is just too much money to be buying 2 sets of. Nonetheless, it's not too bad value, just under 8 pence, around 8.5 cents per piece. But yeah, I think it looks like a pretty good set. So one I shall probably be picking up. Far more terrifying, however, than the dragon is, of course, this, the cute bunny in 31162. 326 pieces to this one, and I've got to admit, it does look pretty cute. I love the posability, different positions you can put it in. You've also got the llama, or probably alpaca actually, as an alternative, or indeed the little baby seal. This one more reasonably priced again, $20. 20 euros, 18 pounds. They really have managed to capture a look there. It's just saying, please buy me. Please spend your money. Pretty good value. 5.5 pence, 6 cents per piece. That is definitely not bad. I should probably pretend to be far too macho to like the look of that, but who am I kidding? I like it. Now, if the far more detailed cat that we got from LEGO Ideas last year wasn't for you, perhaps this little playful cat will be. 31163 is the set number. Price is a little bit more, £20, 25 euros, $25. Can also be turned into a slightly doleful looking dog, or alternatively a pigeon. So quite the mix of options that you can make out of that one. By comparison, along the space theme again, we have this, our little space robot in set 31164. I do like the way that they've done the treads on this. In fact, the whole thing does look pretty decent. Now, this one is priced in at $25, same, shockingly enough, in euros, and £20. You can also have it as this sort of cyber dog chasing its own frisbee there. Or you can have it as the slightly more boring-looking space rocket. I know it can be quite difficult to make 3 different builds all into one set, but you look at the likes of our space robot here and the dog and the sort of character they have, and then you get just to the space rocket, and you sort of think that it came to clocking off time and they just had to come up with something. Not too bad, though. 7 pence, 9 cents per piece. Quite a quirky one. I will definitely give them that. Then, penultimately, for Creator 3-in-1 is the Wild Animals Panda family in 31165. And this one at the more expensive end of things again, $40, 40 euros, 35 pounds. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad price per piece, 5.5 pence, 6.5 cents, but again, just overall a little bit more expensive. However, you've got the option of the whales, or actually the orcas, and the penguins as alternatives to the pandas, all of which I think do look fairly good. So probably one of the stronger sets from Creator 3-in-1. But lastly, for the January wave for the theme is the typewriter with flowers in 31169. Pricing for this one is $30, no prizes for guessing what it is in euros, and £25. You can also turn it into the, not xylophone, what is this? Guitar that we have here, or the flowers and flower pot with the pen. So a real mix there from this theme coming in January. As with all of these, let me know in the comments down below which you like the look of and which you think are a little bit more on the naff side. There will also be some poly bags. 30688 is the tropical toucan, 30689 the birthday party animals, and a mini monster truck in 30691. Now that means it's time for us to turn our attention to Disney, and shocker of shockers, there is a Frozen set coming. This one is the little 4+ set, 43256, Anna's Sleigh Adventure. 192 pieces. Pricing is, definitely up there. $40, 40 euros, 35 pounds, so 18 pence, 20 cents per piece, something like that. It's definitely not bad for a 4+ set. At least you do get the characters, the reindeer, Olaf as well, but certainly not cheap overall. So maybe you want to try and steer your kids to look in the other direction if you happen to go in the shop and manage to spot this before them. Moving on, set 43259 is the 5+ twirling aerial. Now, they already in 2024 had the Ariel's treasure chest, which saw Ariel twisting round and round. So a little bit of a rehash of a base idea here. This one based more upon the original animation, I would say, rather than the live action remake. Anyway, the pricing on this one, albeit far more simplistic, certainly a lot more attractive. $10, 10 euros, 9 pounds. As for Moana, she will also be reappearing, this time in 43260. Of course, the new film, Moana 2, prompting a resurgence in this. It's only 175 pieces, obviously a 5+ set. But very colourful, offers a fair amount of playability to it as well. Pricing-wise, $20, €20, £18. Pricing-wise, $20, €20, £18. If, however, you prefer Encanto, then the mini Encanto house is in set 43261. This one also a 5+ set with 186 pieces. Pricing on this, $20, €20, £18. Set 43265 is another Frozen one with 177 pieces. This one price-wise, $30, same in euros, £25. So it works out around 14 pence or 17 cents per piece. Now, 43270 is Moana's Adventure Canoe. Of course, we already had Moana's Wayfinding Boat, which I did say was probably the one to go for back before it sold out in my retirement video. The thing is that although this is smaller piece count-wise and is therefore, of course, cheaper, I just think that it looks a lot nicer than this one that they've brought out now. So a little bit disappointed by this, especially with that higher price tag, I do have to say. $60 in the States, €60, £55. It's not bad. It even isn't terrible price per piece wise. It's just compared to the other one that they've already done, I think it's a little bit lackluster. Let me know what you think below. But that brings us to this. The last one for Disney in January is Cinderella's Castle and Horse Carriage, this being set 43275. 596 pieces to this one, comes in at the price of $80, €80, £70, so around 11.5 pence, 13.5 cents per piece. There are definitely some amusing elements to it. I think Gus Gus and Lucifer are nice additions to have in there, and it's not too bad size-wise either, especially considering the carriage you get as well. So look, this whole princess lineup for Disney really does tend to be more expensive, but actually, if you can afford it, might be better to go for something like this rather than having to get all the smaller ones, which will actually add up to more. Now, also for Cinderella, there will be a polybag 30695 of the mini garden castle with 52 pieces. The next theme is Dreams, which saw quite a bit of success over 2024, so is going to continue quick and strong throughout 2025. The first one is this, set 71487, Zblob's Robot and Vehicle Adventures. Just a very small 7+ set, only 121 pieces. But it's a 20-in-1 build. Yes, they're really, really small, but you can change these into 20 different setups. That is fantastic, especially when it comes to just a little gift, you know, value for money wise. Pricing on this, $10, €10, 9 British pounds. I find that really refreshing. I think it's a great thing that they're doing it. Super idea and a brilliant price point. It's exactly the same idea for this, set 71488, Bunchu's Creative Animal Adventures. Same price point, even more colourful, this one, quite frankly. But again, with a whole variety of different things that you can make with it. You know, I'm not really into the whole Dreams theme. It's not aimed at me. I'm not the target audience, obviously, but I have to give it credit. I find it fantastic what they're doing with it. It's wonderfully colourful. Some of the bigger sets actually have, you know, pieces in colours that we very rarely get and can be really quite attracted to adults as well. But even little things like this, really simple, super colourful, easily affordable, with actually offering a lot more playability than comparable toys. You know, Lego just simply hadn't been competing really in that space anymore until they brought this Dreams theme along. So credit where it's due. Cracking job with those. Now, this one is a bit more sizable. Cooper's Gaming Controller Jet, basically a jet that is made to look somewhat like a gaming controller. 266 pieces. Price on this one is $20, €20, £18. So price per piece wise, pretty reasonable again. About 7 pence, 7.5 cents per piece. And also, you know, the minifig lineup, again, for Dreams, really strong. Great printing throughout. Interesting characters. Decent size to this set as well. Nice and swooshable, so that looks good to me as well. There'll also be a little mini version of this in a polybag 30698. And the next one is Izzy and Bunchero, probably mispronouncing that, the Gaming Bunny. 71490, 252 pieces for this one. That's going to make it around 7 pence or 8 cents per piece. Overall price $20, €20, £18. Again, just another very fun, quirky, colourful character. Heading into the more expensive section though is this Mateo and the Z-Blob action race car in set 71491. It is bigger, 485 pieces, price tag of $50, €50 and £45. Puts it in at just over 9 pence or 10 cents per piece. Really nice range of colours in this that you rarely get, and another couple of decent minifigures included as well. But the most expensive of the January wave is this Cooper's Tiger Mech and Zero's Hot Rod Car, set 71497, 1,006 pieces to this bad boy. That's $100, €100, £90, so 9 pence, 10 cents per piece. Does look like a decent size, also a fair bit going on to it, so interesting building experience too. Lots of play options again, just overall really strong wave for DreamZzz coming in January. Impressed with it a lot. As for friends, there's quite a lot to go through, so let's get into it. The Guinea Pig Playground is set 42640, coming in with 86 pieces, so just a very small 5+ set, priced in at $10, €10, £9, so 10.5 pence, 11 cents per piece. Then 42641 is Surfing Dogs and Scooter Adventure, 113 pieces for this. $15, same in euros, £13, so a little bit more expensive price per piece count-wise. The Cotton Candy Store is 42643, $10, €10, £9. We get another mini little food truck in this 4+ set of Heart Lake City's ice cream truck, 42644 the set number, $20, €20, £18. Then 42645 is Elias. Elias? Is that how you say that? Not sure. Let me know below. Anyway, Her Baby Sister's Playroom. Definitely a more juniorized looking set. 125 pieces. $18, same in euros. £15, so around 12 pence, 14.5 cents per piece. You know, these are just very small, quite frankly. It's not a big price tag, but actually if you add all of these up together to get anything even halfway decent size-wise for a kid to play with, that's going to be quite expensive. Anyway, Autumn's Room is 42646, 222 pieces, $20, €20, £18. So around 8 pence, 9 cents per piece. Then Paisley's Room is exactly the same price, slightly smaller piece count, but this is set 42647. Obviously going to go together with the other one very nicely, so they'll match in well. Alternatively, for $30, same in euros, £25 is this, the 376-piece Heart Lake City Candy Store. Very colourful. Although not a huge amount to it substance-wise, again, I feel, for playability. Got loads of little small pieces in this, basically, as accessories. There's also going to be 42650, the Pet Accessory Store. Anything pet-related is always expensive, so unsurprisingly, $40, same in euros, £35. For this one, of course, costs get even higher when it comes to veterinary practices. So the Horse and Pet Vet Clinic in set 42651 is coming in at $50, €50, £45, about 10.5 pence, 11.5 cents per piece. Lots of little animals and characters included in this one, though, so to be fair, a little bit more value for money. And starting to get into the bigger sets, piece count-wise, is this, the Friendship Treehouse Hangout, 701 pieces, this being set 42652, pricing £60, €70, $70. Moving on, 42655 is the Restaurant and Cooking School, 896 pieces for this one. Is obviously a bit of a larger building, totally open-backed of course, but there is more space for the mini dolls to be put inside, and obviously these little accessories that come with it too. For all of that, you will need to pay $80, €80, £70. Yeah, I think that expression about sums that up. As for set 42656, it is this, the Heart Lake City Airport and aeroplane. Suitably colourful, of course. 90 British pounds for this one, 100 euros and $100. A bit of a drop in size and price now, though, for this, the hair salon and accessory store, set 42662, $45, £40, 45 euros. Then 42663 is the Friendship Campervan Adventure. This one probably fitting in a little bit more with those sort of woodland camp sets that we had throughout 2024. This one's 778 pieces, $60, 60 euros, £55. And then the Beekeeper's House and Flower Garden is 42669. And a bit of a different price for this one. £90, $90, 100 euros. So just under 8 pence or 8 cents for the UK, and the States about 8.5 per piece for Europe. Now, one of the biggest is going to be this, the Heart Lake City Apartments and Stores. And to be fair, pretty colourful again, but not overly so. It does seem to match in a little bit better, be more of an intriguing set with obviously quite a bit more space for playability, a lot more stuff going on. Pricing wise, though, for this, £150, $170 and 170 euros. So about 7.5 pence, just under 8.5 cents per piece, respectively, for this. But then lastly, for friends in January, is 42672, the Creative Beach and Travel Suitcase, obviously coming with a fun little plane included as well. Only 188 pieces. It is a 5+ set. Unfortunately, that does mean that the price tag is not fantastic, but then you are incorporating this little suitcase as well, which I'd have thought they'd have probably done better to maybe have had this kind of as a lunchbox. So it could have served as that, perhaps with the option to take these inner sections out, but it doesn't look like it can actually do that, which is a shame, because that would have made it, I think, quite a bit better value for money. As it is, $30, same in euros, £25. There'll also be a couple of polybags, 30696 Autumn's Waffle Stand and Nova's Doghouse Build in 30697. That brings us to the magical world of Harry Potter, and 76441 is the first set that goes towards what is purported to be the biggest modular version of Hogwarts that LEGO will have done to date, obviously being this, the Dueling Club, based on the Chamber of Secrets. Now, with all that said, it's only 158 pieces. It really doesn't look all that impressive. Price-wise, $25, same in euros, £20, so price per piece is about 13 pence, 16 cents per piece. It's not great. I mean, that said, it is good to get the minifigs, particularly having Gilderoy Lockhart, another one of Severus Snape. Shame that they couldn't have given Lockhart a little bit of leg printing, but, you know, it could have definitely been a lot worse. It's just not fantastic, I don't think. The other class that we're going to be getting is Charms, which, yes, indeed, does include a Flitwick minifig. This one being set 76442, comes in with 204 pieces. And, of course, along with Flitwick, we have Ron and Hermione as minifigs. And this one is a bit more reasonably priced at £18, $20, 20 euros. And you can see there how it does slot in underneath the Great Hall. And then 76447 is the Hogwarts Castle Flying Lessons. And I don't think it's too bad. £70, $80, 80 euros. Would I have liked it to have been cheaper? Yes, of course. But to be fair, it does come with quite a few accessories, as well as Madam Hooch, Harry, Draco, Neville, and of course Wood and McGonagall as well. And when I originally spoke about this in the leaks videos, I kind of said I was hoping that they were going to include Wood and McGonagall, but wasn't holding my breath. So I am pleased that for the price they did include them as well. As an addition to this, there's a polybag 30706 of Quidditch training. Now, though, for something a little bit different, 76443 is Hagrid and Harry's motorcycle ride. This, of course, based upon the Seven Potters escape scene from the first Deathly Hallows, I was going to say film, but film and book. I like the fact that they've done the buildable characters, although I can't say that I particularly like the way that they look. Harry in particular, just really quite odd, especially with the way that they've not given him hands. I mean, obviously this one's a hold the wand. We really needed another stud like that on there. That kind of just looks like, well, he doesn't have a hand. So, yeah, I'm not keen on this, but I'm sure it'll be one of those that splits opinions. Some people naturally really like it. Size-wise, 600 217 pieces. Quite a few of those are smaller ones, so price per piece count wise, just over 7 pence or 8 cents per piece, $50. €50, £45. Yeah, do let me know what you think of this one in the comments down below. I'm really not sold on it. Most disappointing, though, has to be this 76453. I was so excited when I originally leaked this a few months ago in the video that I did, sort of talking about how good this could be, the different scenes that could be included with it, and it's just pretty lackluster. I mean, it's got to be one of the thinnest builds that they've ever put forward. I mean, yes, there's a nice range of minifigures. It's great to get Narcissa Malfoy again after such a long time, but at the end of the day, this all comes down to the build. This isn't cheap. £130, €150 and dollars. And while it does have some nice detailing throughout it, just look, the fact you can lie it down on a table that way round, it's just so slim. There's no substance to this at all. Perhaps I'm being too harsh, but I was really looking forward to this. When I first heard about it and the price point, I thought it could be so much better. Yeah, and then as the first images came out, it just became apparent that no, appears like it's just a missed opportunity. Now then, I'll be contentious because I'm sure some people will probably hate this, but I really quite like the look of it. 76444. Diagon Alley Wizarding Shops. This is obviously quite different, 2,750 pieces, so a lot of them being in micro scale. That puts it in price per piece count wise, just over 6 pence or 7 pence per piece, but you can't really judge it like that on a set such as this. Overall price tag is £170, €200, $200, but I think it's really good. I love all the detail that's gone into this, the way that it can open up. And the thing that really gets me for this one is just the possibility for display, because we don't all have loads of space to get all the different sets that they've done in their just ridiculous array of different scales when it comes to Diagon Alley, because it all is very much just over the place. And so therefore, space-wise, this is going to be so much easier to display and go alongside the big Hogwarts castle that we had the micro figures with before. So for me, it's a really big tick in the box. Fantastic that they've done it, and it's going to solve just a pure displayability problem that many people have had in their homes. Equally, I'm sure other people will just simply hate the fact that it is in micro scale. Again, comment down below which side you're on. For me, it's quite refreshing to get something so detailed in a compact way for, frankly, not a bad price point. Now then, that brings us on to icons, and yes, the next modular, set 10350, Tudor Corner, which, if you'd listened to all the different rumours that were flying around, was going to be multiple different things, very few of which were actually close to the truth. And quite frankly, I think this is much better than any of them. 3,266 pieces. It's a great looking build. I love the fact it's a corner. I know that that'll screw up some people's display setups, but I really like this. It's got to be one of the strongest modular builds that they have given us. Certainly one of the biggest, but beautifully detailed. Great array of characters again throughout. But, the icons line is obviously one of the key ones for Lego, and when it comes to these big modular builds, it's now the staple of what they do. This has not disappointed at all. I really feel like this is going to be a day one purchase. Obviously just showing you it there next to the Natural History Museum, and boy, it looks good. Really does. It's going to make for an absolutely super display. Now, all that said, price-wise, $230, same in euros. £200, it's around 6 pence, 7 cents per piece, so actually very good value for money. In addition to that, if you do get this on day one, you will be, unless it sells out of them, getting the gift with purchase of this 40757, this being the corner newspaper kiosk. 205 pieces. Again, just a nice little add-on to have outside it. But look, the modulars are always very, very popular. It's not badly priced at all. I think that this is going to be very highly in demand come January 1st. I know it says the 4th there, but just bear in mind, if you are an insiders that are actually logged in, I'm not logged in at the moment, then you will be able to get this from New Year's Day. So don't hang about if you do want that gift with purchase. I suspect that this will go on to back order pretty quickly at the Tudor Corner and the GWP to sell out. Now, also coming in January for the Icons theme is set 10363, Leonardo da Vinci's Flying Machine, based off of the plans for Leonardo's ornithopter, which he'd put together, obviously very advanced for the time, so a little bit of history here that you can recreate. Pretty cool thing to get, and of course having the minifig as well. It's also not a bad size, so probably won't appeal to everybody, but right up my street. I think that is pretty fantastic, so looking forward to that one. $50, so you really do have it good in the States because it's £55 and 60 euros. So especially working in conversions, really good price for yourselves over there. Then 10359 is kicking off a bit of a new sub-theme for Gardens of the World with this Fountain Garden, obviously another 18 plus set, 1,302 pieces. I think it's quite a pretty looking thing, although a lot of those pieces are small, so it's not going to be, really big from a displayability point of view. Let's just zoom in on this down here. It's a nice little diorama. It's just not got a huge amount of substance to it. $100, €100, £90 means that it doesn't work out bad price per piece, but that is just because there's so many small ones in there. Very pretty, though. I will give it that. I would very much happily have this on display. Just not so sure about that overall price point. Could have done with being, dare I say, $10 less, £10, etc. Would have just made it a lot more appealing, I feel. Nonetheless, do like the look of it. So it'll be interesting to see what follows this in the same sort of vein. And then really strong leaked rumours that we'll be getting a remake of Blacktron in 10355. And apparently that's supposed to come in January for about $110, same in euros, £95, 1,150 pieces. The sources are good, so it'll probably happen, but nothing concrete on it actually being in January yet. So just watch this space. As always, I will update the pinned comment or the description below as and when more details come out. Now, on to Jurassic World, and a couple are coming in January. The first following off the back of the T-Rex skull that we had for the start of last year is this, our Triceratops skull. I really like the idea of these. I thought the T-Rex one was great. This one looks pretty cool too. Would have been better, I think, if they'd done more of them than just these current two. Put out a couple a year, but maybe that's just me. Either way, you can expect to find pretty strong discounts on this fairly quickly after release, if it's going to be anything like the T-Rex skull. As it is, though, price for this one, $45. Same in euros, £40. But far cuter is this, the little E.T. T-Rex in set 76967. This just looks really fun. Totally stupid, but I really like it. Reminds me of the little one T-Rexes in either The Land Before Time or, what am I thinking of? Oh, the Ice Age films that they did. Kind of looks like those. Either way, it's a cute little thing. It's not badly priced, $25, same in euros, £20. I think it's quite a nice one to have. That's it for Jurassic World, though. On to Mario, this time focusing on Mario Kart. Was so excited when they initially announced this. It could have been amazing. I've got to say, I'm really not that impressed with it. I don't think that they look particularly great. One of the key problems with these, I'll just go through the price. So $15, 15 euros, £13. Let's flick through them as I'm talking. The main problem with these is the actual characters that you're getting with them, because they're not interactive. So some of these carts that you get, they can be made interactive with, these characters that you got in the other previous sets. So basically, if you use these, you can place them in the different carts and then they'll make noises and be interactive, etc. But that equally means that the characters you're getting with these, and the carts that should be going with them just aren't going to have that same level of play factor. I mean, if Donkey Kong's, let's just say, your favourite character, it's a bit of a shame that the only way to get any form of interaction out of this is to then stick either Mario, Luigi or Peach in Donkey Kong's cart. I don't know. I just find that weird. Maybe it's purely me. I'm certainly not saying that they should have made interactive figures of these, because then the price would have just become absolutely ridiculous. As it is, they're already, frankly, more expensive than they should be for the quality that we seem to have been given. I don't really know what I was expecting, to be frank, because, of course, this does come under the Super Mario theme. It was going to be very similar in styling to those just because it has been switched into Mario Kart. And we also know that Lego and Nintendo together do not come up with fantastic price points. But I don't know, I was just thinking that this was going to be a full range of characters, potentially courses that you could have them, go around for fun. And it just really seems to have missed the mark a little bit again. I'm sure that kids will still find them very enjoyable, good fun, but yeah, not cheap in that case for mum and dad to be buying. That is always the downside. But there are 6 in total. The last one is this, which should be Mario Kart and Baby Peach's Grand Prix set, 72036. So let me know what you think of these down below. I guess I just had far more grandiose ideas in my head when this was first announced compared to what they actually are. On now, though, to Marvel, and the first 3 are some 4+ sets just based off of the Spidey and Friends animation. So I'll just go through those fairly quickly. This one is $20, £18, €20. This one, $30, €30 and £25. Team Spidey Dino Crawler Rescue, which, to be fair, does have a few fun play features in it. And then 11200 Spidey and Gobby's Raptor Battle at Treehouse HQ. Wow, okay, it's definitely not anything to do with Spider-Man as I remember it. Things have moved on quite a bit. 143 pieces to this 4+ set, coming in at the rather eye-watering price of $55. Same in euros, £50. That's around 35 pence or 38 cents per piece. And I really don't like it when Lego does this. It just makes things far too expensive, to get young kids into. Moving on up the age range a bit, though, is this, the 6+ Iron Man Mech versus Ultron in set 76307. This one, 101 pieces, priced in at $15, €15 and £13. That's really not a good expression, is it? That's like the kids looking at this toy thinking, what? You expect me to play with this little thing? Oh dear, their marketing really is terrible sometimes. 76308 Spider-Man Mech versus Anti-Venom. Actually quite cool to get an Anti-Venom minifig for the first time. Same pricing for that one. And then Spider-Man versus the Venom Muscle Car with Spidey, Venom, and Spider-Girl is in set 76309. £25, €30, $30. Moving away from Spider-Man is this set 76310, Iron Man's car, and Black Panther versus Red Hulk. Now, pricing on this one, definitely a little bit different. $35, €30, £25. So a little more attractive in those other regions, but for yourselves in the States, that is pretty expensive. I shudder to think what it's going to be in the likes of Canada or Australia. Anyway, the set numbers now take us back to Spidey in 76311 with the Spider-Verse Miles Morales versus the Spot, which of course means that we now have a Spot minifig. Pricing $50, €50, £45 for this. Now, this is one that does look really cool. 76313 is the buildable Marvel logo with minifigures which do burst out of this when you press it on the back and they pop out from the sides and the top. Pricing for this, $100, same in euros, £90. It's a pretty decent sized. Coulda, shoulda, woulda been cheaper potentially, but hey, it's not terrible, and actually I think it looks pretty good, so suspect that will be quite popular. And then lastly, for Marvel in January, the next diorama will be Captain America's Civil War Action Battle, which obviously has a large Ant-Man as well as a variety of the others in minifig form. I think this one not quite as compact as the previous diorama, that they gave us, so it does actually offer the ability to play around with it a little bit more, whilst being actually quite a decent display piece as well. There's quite a good amount of implied motion there, even when you have it as a static display piece. So, for the same price as the logo, I think that's pretty decent. So that brings us to the next theme, which is, of course, Minecraft. Just a few to go through. 21266 is this little 6+ 99-piece set of the Nether Lava Battle. $10, euros, and £9. The Desert Patrol in 21267, 105 pieces, $15, same in euros, £13. Baby Pig's House in 21268, $20, 20 euros, £18 for this one, 238 pieces. Fractionally bigger at 247 pieces is the Armadillo Mine Expedition, although a fair chunk more expensive at $30, 30 euros, £25. But the biggest with 500 pieces is the Mushroom House. This is set 21270, and the price is $50, £45 and 50 euros. Lastly, for Minecraft, there will be a polybag 30705, 40 pieces of the Lush Cave Fight. Now, just a quick one for Monkie Kid. It's being really wound down in 2025. Only 2 sets coming in January. The first one being this Erlang's Celestial Mech 80065, $90, 80 euros, £70. And the mythical creature here in 80066, 791 pieces, $70, 60 euros, £55. It's very colourful, you know, good fun, but the pricing is not right on these sets, and they have been suffering sales-wise. So, yeah, expect to see quite a few less throughout the rest of this year. It is a very different story, though, for Ninjago, and quite a few coming in January. A couple of little ones to begin with. Kai's Dragon Spinjitzu Spinner in 71823. Just a fun little gift, or for those who remember Beyblade. This is $10, same in euros, £9. Same price for Sora's Dragon Spinjitzu Spinner in 71824, or else it is double the price for the twin pack of Dragon Spinjitzu Battle Packs in 71826. Another small one is 71827, Zane's Battle Suit Mech, which still comes with 3 very impressive minifigures, I do think. This one being $10, same in euros, £9. Then 71828 is Lloyd's Pullback Race Car, just a 7+ set this with 181 pieces, and obviously a bit more expensive, but there are some good pieces in there with nice colours. Again, you don't often see. Really good design, a couple of nice minifigs too. $25, £20 and 25 euros. Again, it is a pullback, so extra fun to be had with that. I think that's pretty good value. Then 71829 is Lloyd's Green Forest Dragon. Another fun little set, $20, £18, 20 euros. A bit more bulky is Kai's Mech Storm Rider. This one, as you can see, a little bit bigger to be playing with. 333 pieces, $50. Same in euros, £45. And then you've got the Spinjitzu Temple in set 71831. This one having the similar fighting mechanisms that we've seen in the sets before. £35 for this one, and $40 in euros. Then this one's rather impressive looking. Set 71833, Lord Raz and Aaron's Super Storm Jet. 510 pieces to this, $50. Same in euros, £45. It's about 9 pence, 10 cents per piece. Pretty average for this theme. But yeah, another good looking set. Then 71834 is this Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech, 1,187 pieces. Quite a few different things that you can do with this. So good amount of fun to be had, and another really strong lineup for the minifigs. I love the designs that they're able to do on these, and as you can see, it's a really good sizable build. You know, $100, £80, 100 euros doesn't actually seem bad value for that. And then last, but not necessarily least, for Ninjago in January is this, the Dragonian Storm Village, set 71841. And quite a few play features and interactivity included in this. $40, same in euros, and £35. There's also a Dragon's Rising polybag, 30699 of a mini ninja combo mech with 80 pieces. So that wraps up Ninjago, but now we come on alphabetically to the other theme, those miscellaneous sets. And of course, this one is for New Year, 80116, 1,295 pieces for this lantern. And I think you're very much either into the New Year sets or you're not, quite frankly. But I do like all the different colours and pieces that you get in these, and they are quite pretty. What's not so pretty is the price, $130. You know, it's only €100 and £90. So, yeah, it's pretty punishing for yourselves in the States, this one. And it's not a dissimilar story for this one either. The Good Fortune fan. I love that. It's really pretty. 80117. £90. No, sorry. What am I talking about? $90. It's only £60 and €70. Returning to slightly more sensible pricing is 40824. The The Sweetheart Tweety Bird. You know what I was trying to say. 412 pieces to this one, $35, same in euros, and £30. So pretty cool for Looney Tunes. I'd certainly like to see a lot more from that. It's just around 7 pence or 8.5 cents per piece for this. So yeah. There's then the Good Fortune Lucky Cat in 40813, $30, same in euros, £25. They're just showing it there next to the money tree and the perpetual calendar that they gave us last year. That calendar, the fact that you can change the years on it so it just keeps on going, really was a good set. Not quite so sure about this one, but it does look nice, and hey, if it brings good fortune, cool. The last one coming out in January under the sort of other miscellaneous theme is one much more sort of Valentine's aimed, 40821, The Love Bears. $15, same in euros, £13. What can I say? Looks like they're having a dance there. You definitely don't get much more love than watching a couple of dancing bears. Moving swiftly on, as is the case for the super speedy blue hedgehog, this is Sonic's Campfire Clash, set 77001, obviously based off the whole smash the button, send the hedgehog flying. $20, same in euros, £18. This one is fractionally better on a price per piece basis, set 77002, Cyclone versus Metal Sonic. 290 pieces, $30, £25, €30 is about 8.5 pence, 10 cents per piece for this. But the biggest set is this, 419 pieces in 77003, Super Sonic and Super Shadow versus the Bio Lizard. It's $45, same in euros, and £40. Does look like a good fun set, and nice, I must say, to get both Sonic and Shadow in their respective super forms. There should also be a polybag in January of the Valkyrie Attack 30704. So that brings us to Star Wars, and this, of course, set 75401 is Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. Only 290 pieces. I mean, look, it's good. I like the minifigs of Ahsoka and Anakin. It's great to get the droid. I even like the ship. You know, there's nothing that I don't particularly like about this. Except, and I'm sorry to moan about it again, but the price is stupid. $45, same in euros, £40. It's about 14 pence, 15.5 cents per piece, and again, it just shouldn't be. It doesn't need to be this much Lego. Anyway, 75402 is the ARC 170 Starfighter. Now, we last had this way back in 2010. This one, 497 pieces for £60, $70, same in euros. It is good to have a return of this. I'm not even going to bother complaining about price. By now, we all know it just is what it is. As far as the set goes, it is nice. Good arrangement of figs in there. It's also not a bad size, pretty swooshable. So it is good to see this return. Now, previously, from 2020, we had set 75318 of The Child, featuring, of course, Grogu. But now we get this Grogu with his hover pram in 75403. 1,048 pieces to this one, $100, £90, €100. I do like the movability of it as well. Overall, it's not actually bad price-wise. I think it's a fairly good size. You get the display pack as well. I do like sets like this. It should be quite an enjoyable build. There is some fun factor to it, but overall, it's just going to look good on display too. So actually, I don't think such a bad price. Better value for this one. Now, 75404 is going to continue with the popular MIDI-scaled Starship Collection series, this time with the Acclimator. This is 450 pieces, priced in at $50, £45, €50. That's not too bad, 10 pence, 11 cents per piece. I do like this MIDI-scale Starship Collection that they've got going. Also got the Home One coming up, and this is a fairly good amount of detail. I know they're never perfect at this size, but again, just from a space point of view, not outer space, but, space within your home, it's a pretty nice way to collect them. So again, could have done with being fractionally cheaper, but actually it's not bad overall for what you're getting, I don't think. This one's about 10.5 pence, 12.5 cents per piece. 559 pieces in total. It is, of course, 75405, the Home One Star Cruiser. Gotta be frank, I really don't like the look of this one as much. It's not badly detailed, it just doesn't look great to me. Again, let me know in the comments down below what you think about it. Overall pricing, $70, same in euros, £60. I definitely feel that this one should have been a little bit cheaper. Now, lastly, we previously had this version of the N1 Starfighter in 75325. There is a much smaller, less detailed version, obviously with Mando and Grogu minifigs in this one that's coming in 75410. Only 92 pieces to this. The other one was 400 something or other, 412. So there is going to be a noticeable size difference. Obviously, this is only a 4+ set, priced in at $30, same in euros, £25. Unfortunately, price per piece wise, that means about 27 pence, 31, 32 cents per piece. Now, you compare that to this, obviously it's a 9+ set, but it is much better value for money. So, if it is a gift, is this actually going to be better for the child? I suppose it does come down to age, and this is on back order, but just bear it in mind because this one will be retiring, so you might be better going with that rather than this one. But either way, that is it for Star Wars in January. Obviously, many more coming. We already know what they're going to be for May, but that's a separate video. Now, of course, that brings us on to Technic, and 42197 is just this little backhoe loader. Very small little set. It's only 7+ and 104 pieces, but I really quite like the look of it, actually. Definitely not a bad price. $10, €10, £9. There's also going to be a polybag 30710 of a skid steer loader. Probably wouldn't look bad alongside it. Then a little bit bigger is this 8+ set with 333 pieces. It's the Bush Plane in 42198. Again, not a bad size, actually. $28, same in euros, £23, which is going to be about 7 pence, 8.5 cents per piece. A bit more fun, though, is this, the Monster Jam Gigatron pullback truck. So definitely a lot more playability with this. 42199, just a 7+ set, but some decent tyres and nice parts in that. I think it would make for a good construction build as well as the play side of things. $28, same in euros, £23. Can't go wrong. Even more exciting looking, though, is this, the Thunderosaurus Rex. Yes, this is a fun-looking pullback as well. 42200, same pricing, of course. I really think you could have good fun with those. And unlike some of the more flimsier sets that LEGO do, these ones can stand up to a bit of ill treatment. Now, alternatively, for $40, €40, £35, you could grab this, the Deep Sea Research Submarine, coming in with 413 pieces, set number 42201. Looks like quite an intriguing build again to put together. Always the plus side of Technic makes things a bit more difficult. And, well, I was going to say at this low age, but at any age range, you can definitely learn things even by putting smaller sets like this together. So really good from that side of things. Of course, if you want an 18+ AFOL set, then this one is really for the collectors. 42202 is the Ducati motorcycle. I do like the motorbikes. I think these are always great to put together and look super on display. This isn't the biggest, 1,603 pieces. I also feel, sadly, it's a little bit overpriced. $200, same in euros, £170. Puts it in around 10.5 pence, 12.5 cents per piece. It's not terrible. it's just not fantastic. And these do tend to come on sale at other retailers fairly soon after their release. So you might want to just hold fire and wait for a bit of a deal on this one. But all that aside, I do like them a lot. I think it looks like a really good, strong set. But that is it for Technic in January. Loads more to come throughout the rest of the year, but of course those are for separate videos. This one has now come to an end. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. And if you'll excuse me, this has been quite a long video, so I'm now going to go and have a lie down with a stiff drink. In the meantime, why don't you check out one of these two videos next?